Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energy and the numerology for April 2021. First, I'll break down the numerology for April, and then I will dive into the energy forecast for your particular life path number. These are general readings. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so April 2021 is a 9 universal cycle. We haven't had one of these cycles in a while, so it's going to definitely be something we've been looking forward to, I think. We'll definitely be reaping some of the rewards that this energy can bring in. So 9 energy can bring about the closure or ending of a significant cycle within your life. So if there's an area within your life where you can feel things coming to a close, this may occur for you in April. Oftentimes, when this 9 energy comes around, we usually see endings or closure or things coming to fruition around things that we've been working on for quite some time. It can be around a relationship. It can be around maybe some kind of health concern that you've had or something that you've kind of been working on to do with your body or the way you present yourself. It can have to do with work projects, creative projects. I mean, really just anything that again, is just something you've been working on for quite some time or been dealing with for some time, or it's been, again, kind of coming up for quite some time. This can be coming to an end, to some kind of closure or fruition where you'll see things tying up very nicely. Sometimes they can end a little bit chaotically, a little bit abruptly. So it's not always necessarily tied up with a lovely bow, but a lot of times it is. It's something that we've been putting in a lot of effort in towards, we've been showing up for. It's something that's been on our plate to handle or deal with or overcome. And it's kind of like the universe is like, well done. It's kind of like graduating in a sense, where the universe is like, well done. You've done the work. Now here's the reward, and it's time for this to complete or come to closure. So oftentimes this closure, whatever it is, creates this beautiful space for a grand new beginning. And I want to make sure that you understood I said grand, including a brand new beginning, but a grand new beginning. This is creating the space for something big, something divinely timed. It's that cosmic, okay? So you may see gifts or rewards come your way at the closure of this cycle, whatever that is for you, because of the work and the growth that you've dedicated yourself to. Be open to receiving these much deserved gifts. You are worthy. And a lot of times it can be where that closure takes place, and it might feel like a loss or something that we need to grieve. And that's okay, because a lot of times, like I said, these are things that we've been energetically invested in. We've invested resources and time and whatever. We've just really been invested in whatever this is. And so when that comes to a close, sometimes there can be grief associated with that. And of course, we want to honor that. And we might not be able to fully recognize or see those gifts as they present themselves, but that's okay. The gifts will still come. And when we are ready, we'll be able to see them and then put them to use. So if you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, you've continued to show up, you've done, you've exhausted everything that you need to exhaust around whatever this life lesson is, around whatever this growth or expansion opportunity is, you will see some kind of reward from the universe. You will see some kind of gift come in. Even if you don't recognize it right away, you will be able to recognize it in hindsight, and then you'll be able to use that gift in your forward movement, in your propelling you forward in a beautiful way. So again, this energy is allowing things to tie up and close so that it can create that grand space for a beautiful new beginning. And with that ending will come those rewards, okay? 9 energy is that of the humanitarian. So during this time, during this cycle, you may feel called to find ways where you can be of greater service to those in need and how you can dedicate your efforts towards creating a better world to live in. This is beautiful energy and a great time to ask yourself whether your actions, your current actions, contribute to the harmony, balance, and good of all. Or do your actions focus more on the needs and the desires of only those whom you deem worthy? The energy of the 9 is vast, okay? It's expansive. It's without limits. So allow it to permeate your way of thinking to become much more open-minded, generous, and idealistic as opposed to being more cynical. Do something for another during this time in a state of gratitude for the blessings that you have received throughout your life. This is a great cycle to pay it forward, to, purchase the coffee for someone behind you in line, or the meal for somebody across the restaurant, whatever, or pay somebody's bill, or whatever the case may be, whatever speaks to you. But this is beautiful, beautiful energy of paying it forward, of creating that beautiful karma, or paying off those karmic debts. 9 cycles can be great for opening up to deeper innate gifts, including psychic abilities, intuitiveness, and vivid dream space. So this is going to be a time where you really want to pay close attention to your dreamscapes, to whatever comes in for you during dream time, during daydreams and night dreams. That's going to be the case always, but it is especially going to be true throughout April. So pay attention to those dreams that come in, write them down, try to work with them the best that you can. I do offer Dreamwork, so if that's something that you're interested in exploring further, I would love to work with you to pull those beautiful messages that are trying to come through for you so that you can work with them as you create this new beginning. During this cycle, creative powers, during this 9 vibration can be used to develop your artistic abilities that can be put to great use in the upcoming 1 cycle. So pay attention to any of those inspirations that come into you. They can, again, come in through dreams. They can come in through somebody saying something to you, or maybe you get a thought or an idea that comes in. This is a great time to get messy and play and be creative. And, you don't necessarily need to start whatever this new idea is, whatever this new goal is. This is going to be, again, a time for playing around and figuring out how you want to start that process. Because really, this is going to be the time or the energy around closure, completion, endings, things coming to fruition so that you can create that space for those grand new beginnings. And those new beginnings, a beautiful time to start those new beginnings is during a 1 cycle, which will be in May. So this is going to be a time for, really fostering that growth of those creative ideas, your creative talents, exploring your creative talents, see what speaks to you, what brings out your passion, and use that energy to sort of become the expert or to perfect some of those skills, right? Or to really flex that muscle so that when that 1 cycle comes in, that energy around that universal 1, when that comes in May, you're ready to hit the ground running, okay? You're ready for those big new adventures, those big new starts, okay? So beautiful, beautiful energy in April. Definitely, again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to those things that are ending. And if you need to grieve that ending, then do so. Understand, though, that you, in allowing these endings to take place or to make space from these endings, you're creating an opportunity for something much more aligned, much more fruitful and bountiful to come your way. So it's really, really positive. It's really fantastic energy to work with. I'm really excited for April. Okay, life path number 7s. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all to get an idea of what the energy for April might hold for you overall. And you guys got Ladybug spirit, and I love this for you all. Ladybug says, this is a time of good fortune and abundance. So be willing to receive all good things in your life. And what I would suggest is when Ladybug shows up, a lot of times it's a reminder, obviously, that, we have access to infinite abundance. We have access to infinite good fortune. But a lot of times we, through our own actions or through some of our circumstances, we can close those channels. And so I think this is really going to be a reminder to check in with yourself and just make sure that you have a healthy mindset when it comes to abundance, that you have a healthy mindset when it comes to money, that you don't expect that you are going to be in a state of lack, or that you aren't in constant fear of losing your money or not having enough money, or whatever the case may be. The more that we can be open to receiving that abundance, that good fortune, the more readily that it will show up, right? I mean, a lot of times, we do have circumstances that we agreed to before coming here, that, we wanted to move through certain challenges so that we could overcome those challenges. But it's through those challenges that we figure out how to open those channels, right? And to maintain that healthy flow. And so I just feel like with Ladybug coming in, it's there for the taking. It is ready to come in for you all. You just want to check and make sure that the channels are open for you, okay? And if they're not, that's okay. We all go through that. It's just a matter of, okay, if I feel like I have an unhealthy relationship with money or around scarcity or whatever the case may be, then this is the good time to start tackling those mindsets, to start tackling those, those belief systems that are sometimes ingrained in our DNA through birth, right? So just an opportunity to take a closer look at that if that's something that you struggle with. If you really truly feel like you have a healthy, relationship with all of those things, with abundance, with good fortune, then this is going to be a great time for that to really flow into you, okay? Through your efforts. Obviously, we still need to show up. We still need to do the work. But I think that when this energy comes up, it's like, it's right there at the door. It's knocking. You just need to open the door type thing. So beautiful energy. I broke April down into 4 weeks. And the beginning of the month, the first week, we have this energy of like a new opportunity, a new start at something, or a new perspective. And the key to this is that it allows you to find your balance. So it's kind of like if you've been finding yourself living in any kind of extreme, this is going to be an opportunity for you to find your center and to find that sweet spot, right? That feels good for you. So it's really going to be about whatever this new start is, it's really going to be about finding your balance, okay? So it might be that you were maybe overspending and that was causing you anxiety or stress. And now you're going to be able to, some kind of opportunity comes up for you, or a new tool or something like that, to help you to find your center so that you're no longer in an extreme, right? Same thing with like if you are feeling unhealthy and this new inspiration or whatever the case may be comes in for you to sort of reclaim your health in some way through your own actions. So that's really what I'm feeling for this first week, is like this new opportunity to find your own balance, which is really beautiful. So stay open to whatever comes in along those lines, because it's going to be catered to wherever it is that you find yourself out of balance. Now, if you are completely in balance at this moment, then this probably isn't for you, and you're wide open for all of that good fortune and abundance to come flowing in. So, but take the message if it resonates. The second week, it's interesting because it's almost like there's some kind of loss or disappointment. It doesn't feel like earth shattering. It just feels like something didn't go the way that you had anticipated or worked out exactly the way that you wanted it to. And so you're sort of caught up in that energy of maybe shaming yourself or feeling like a failure or feeling like, why didn't this work out? It should have worked out. And it's just like the energy is just asking you to shift your perspective, to shift your focus, because it didn't work out because it didn't need to at this moment, or it needed to not work out to shift your focus, to shift your perspective, right? It's almost like whatever happened here needed to happen to get you to turn around and see what was still standing, or to see the new opportunity, or whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like, honor whatever comes up for you, obviously, and grieve whatever it is that is the loss. Like I said, it doesn't feel like a tremendous loss. It feels like, again, something not going as planned, or didn't turn out the way that you expected it to, or somebody canceling on you last minute, or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of like, if it's, give it the awareness that it deserves, but don't make more out of it than there needs to be made of it, right? So it's like, don't create a mountain out of a molehill type thing. Because whatever this is that didn't work out sort of had to play out that way to nudge you to shift your energy, to shift your focus. So just be careful not to exert too much energy or focus too much energy on whatever it was that didn't work out, okay? Just understand that that's a stepping stone for this next level, okay? Then we move into the third week, and this is interesting too. It's kind of like, again, I'm just seeing like almost like you're trying to do something, you're trying to accomplish something, and it's not working out at the pace that you would like, or it's not looking exactly like you want it to look, and you end up sort of beating yourself up about it, or it gives you anxiety, or whatever the case may be. Like, you're trying to hold on to whatever this is too tightly and control it. I think that's really it. It's like you want a level of control over whatever this is, and the universe is saying to you, you don't have full control over this. You're not meant to. At this time, you're meant to stand back. You've done the work, so stand back and have patience and allow the universe to do its work now. Allow the other party to do its work. I'm just getting this feeling of like getting really frustrated because you're trying to control the situation so much, and when it's not working out the way that you're trying to control and make it work out, you're getting really hard. You're being really hard on yourself, and that's creating a really lower vibe energy that's sort of setting you back in a sense. And really, the universe is like, just chill, just have some patience. You've done the hard work. You've done what you need to do here. You've laid the foundation. Now you're just waiting for the harvest to be ready to pick, right? To go and to reap. So I just think patience is going to go a long ways for you right now. The more that you try to like push or force whatever this is, the more frustrated you're going to become. So it's like, if you want to be comfortable through this process, then you need to surrender and have trust and find your patience. It's kind of like, my husband is a life path 1, and he really lacks patience when it comes to like driving and stuff like that. And so when we go on trips where we're driving, I always say to him before we leave, make sure you pack your patience, because there's just things we don't have control over, right? And there's no sense expending that in energy on something we can't control. And I'm just getting that sense now. It's like 7s, make sure, especially during this week, you pack your patience, okay? I think you're going to need it, and it's going to pay off in the long run the more that you can be patient, and it's going to make whatever this is a lot more comfortable. Okay, and then we move into the last week of April, and this is interesting because I'm getting a couple different things coming in. One is, there's definitely something around relationships, but what I'm feeling is like, it's almost like you need to find your own emotional stability, your own emotional maturity around this relationship. This actually very much feels like a partnership. So it could be like, obviously, like a spouse or, again, a partner, but it does feel romantic. Let's put it that way. But it's almost like, in order to sort of find the peace, and it's not like the universe is saying you need to compromise or you need to put up with anything, but it's really like, is there anything where maybe you are being overly critical of yourself or the other person, or making, or overly dramatic, right? Like making something more than it needs to be, making something, just kind of, the word that's coming in is like drama, right? Like, are you creating drama where there doesn't need to be drama, I guess, is really what's kind of coming in. So it's kind of like, just check your emotions and just make sure that you're showing up to this relationship, this partnership, open for communication, open for emotional maturity. Because, it's like, if you show up to a relationship from like, almost like throwing a temper tantrum, then you're only going to get that sort of reflected back at you, right? Because the other person's going to become defensive. And so I'm just getting like this energy around, like, for this relationship to find its harmony and balance, there needs to be the emotional maturity. And it's very possible that it's like you're showing up in an emotionally responsible way, but the other person is not, or not capable of doing that at this point in their journey. And so that could be something that you need to take a look at as well. It's like, if you're just constantly showing up, being the emotionally mature one, but you're not getting that healthy exchange of energy back, that imbalance is going to start to weigh on you, right? So it's kind of like, the overall message is there needs to be emotional maturity for both of you. And in order for this relationship to work and for there to be harmony within the relationship, if that's not attainable for whatever reason, like you're not there yet or your partner's not there yet, that could cause a lot of friction and discord, and it's just not sustainable. Okay. So whatever that means for you or your person, right? But that's the energy that I'm seeing. So, okay. So sevens, I hope that April is a powerful, beautiful month for you all. I think it will be. Just be open to Ladybug and all of that good fortune and abundance that wants to come in for you. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.